Your adventure party moves 20 feet into the corridor just before a bend, when Gundul says to rest here and to give a moment of silence on behalf of our fallen warrior. Those creatures were unlike any I have seen. Earlier, I cast continual flame upon the 3 torches I gave you. They will burn until you forcefully extinguish them, and their flames produce no heat. That is why the oil flask did not ignite when placed over its fire. The party nods in understanding. Gundul then continues. Use the chalk to mark the torches so that there is no confusion. The less mistakes we make going forward, the more likely we will succeed. The party marks the 3 torches and affixes them to their backpacks. The torches from the wall sconces are held in their offhand. Staring at her severely damaged blade, a party member says, "It's all but ruined." Other members remove broken pieces of their armor and cast it onto the floor. "'Tis junk now, all of it," yells another. Now, let us assess the damage we have suffered. I can do nothing for your armor, but I can help your weapons. Gundul rests his staff against the corridor wall and unravels a scroll. Please, place all of your damaged weapons in a pile before me. I am going to cast a spell upon your weapons. Normally, this spell would boost a weapon's damage output by +5. I was saving the spell for whatever guards the evil in this dark place. But we have need of this spell now, lest we fail. Since your weapons are near a state of disrepair, this spell will remove the corrosion and will grant your weapon +1 to attack and to damage. This scroll I hold is a scroll of permanency. With it, this new magical status will be made permanent upon your weapons. Magical weapons are immune to corrosion and acid attacks. The party smiles and offers low cheers of gratitude. Salaha Ya Uchawi. The party retrieves its weapons and admires the lightness of its weight. This magical weapon will benefit you in this fashion. You must now keep track of it. I will not remind you that you have it, nor will I remind you of how many uses have expired. You are required to be a good steward of your inventory. As Gundul turns to collect his staff, text carved into the wall catches his eye. Gundul points to the strange text, and you lean in to read it, but cannot. You ask Gundul, "What language is this?" Gundul responds, "This is shadow speech," and you immediately back away from the wall. There are 3 statements on this wall. The first 2 are incantations. Gundul then speaks what he is reading out loud. All of the torches instantly glow brighter and project light 15 feet from its bearers. This incantation seems to have eliminated a portion of the darkness that is persisting throughout this dungeon. This third sentence is not an incantation, but rather is an instruction. It reads, "Shroud the relic in infinite darkness." You consult your mystic insight. After unsheathing the talisman from your person, you reverently move it into the light when its murmurs are clearly heard by your ear. It says, "There is an ominous spirit patrolling the path ahead." The party turns a corner and is led into a room that is wider and longer than 15 feet. The air is cooler with a light scent of old decaying meat. At the edge of the casted light, you discern what appears to be the bottom half of a large treasure chest in the center of the room. "Treasure," a member of your party bellows. Gundul then points to the shadows littering the ground. From what you can see, rotting body parts are scattered about the room. Before you can plan your approach, a member of your party creeps into this room. As he plants his third step, his torch sheds light onto a large boot along the left wall. In the shadows 10 feet above this boot, a single pair of red dots pierce the darkness. Stepping into the light is a second boot ahead of the first. The member looks up and darts back towards the party. In close pursuit is an animated giant clay golem. I sense a sinister force behind that door, deep into the dark ruins of Barbator. As the clay construct collapses into pieces, the party points their weapons towards the dark. We need to know how many are in there, you think. You wrap an arrow in cloth and set it aflame. As the arrow travels through the darkness, 6 pairs of red dots twinkle on both sides of the room. With haste, 6 clay golems crash upon the down-flamed arrow and stomp it until its light is no more. Gundul then says lowly, "Tarry the darkness for death." In frustration, Gundul continues, "This is gravely unfortunate. It seems these golems are purposed to crush any light source that enters this room, including anyone or thing that wields a torch." Gundul steps away and studies the purple orb he unravels from his cloak. "This is impossible," utters an adventurer. "We can't navigate this darkness without sight. And these golems will end us if we use torches." Another adds, there were other corridors, but then there is the black ooze. Gundul returns to the party with a determined look upon his brow. Hand me one of the continual flames. This is what I am going to do, and I need your actions performed perfectly. I will transform my body into an iron form and will wield this torch. Once I enter that room, they will pounce upon me. Since they are made of clay, they should not be able to break my iron form. Should not. Golems are weak to magical weapons, so while they are focused on me, you must destroy them from behind. This is important, for I cannot cast any spells while in iron form. Willy Wa Chuma. The party nods in agreement and waits just outside the doorway. As Gundul slowly moves towards the corner of the room, he is repeatedly struck by rampaging golems. He lives! Hey! Shouts a member of the party. With the clay golems all rendered to dust, the chest now sits unguarded at the center of the room. Without warning, an adventurer rushes the chest and strikes its lock. She immediately is hit with a surge of electrical force and flies backwards a few feet. With a puzzled look in his eye, Gundul asks, "Why so impetuous?" Regaining use of her limbs, she exclaims, I want to end this evil like the rest of you." Gundul just stares at her while stroking his beard. You then approach the chest and pull out the onyx skeleton key. At first, it calmly rests in your hand. But then a warm glow fills your palm, and you apply the key to the chest. Its lock falls to the ground, and the chest opens. Inside the chest are several peculiar items and a dark purple book. As you open the book, you see its pages are inked in shadow speech. Gundul steps forward to aid you in deciphering this text. The purple book, written in shadow speech, describes the contents of this chest. There are 4 vials of healing. You allow the members of your party to each take one. One member opens a vial and says, "Sheesh, this smells awful." There is a sealed jar of black ooze that presses against the glass as you stare intently at it. You think to yourself that this may have a combat use, and then you place it within your backpack. There is a lone stone with crudely drawn rectangles on both of its sides. As Gundul holds the stone within his hand, you both see it tug his fingers towards the opposite entrance of this room. Gundul questions, could this stone be tugging towards the evil source we seek? He continues to examine it. The last item is an odd hand mirror with a mundane silver border. What is odd is that when you look into it, the mirror shows everything behind you and everything around you, but it does not show you. The party then takes turns testing the mirror, and it does the same effect to everyone. Gundul then says, I have some thoughts about that mirror. Store it away for now, and let no other use it. Use the chalk to mark the walls of this room, as this is most likely now the safest place within this dark. Ready yourselves, for this stone now guides us to the most evil within.